My son is the only one who felt uncomfortable and said he doesn't like it because he doesn't want someone to replace his dad. I explained to him that cannot happen. It will never happen.
Received a motion from Mr. Atkinson requesting, it's labeled a motion for custody. I don't necessarily know if that's really
Hmm.
what it amounts to, but uh,
No, I didn't know what to name it, Your Honor.
okay. Did you get a copy of that, Miss Mina Cavazos?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anything you want to add to it, Mr. Atkinson, before we hear from Miss Mina Cavazos?
Um, yeah, just that I'm just a little bit confused because she's indicated to me a couple different times that she'd be willing to go downtown and voluntarily alter our order, but then when I tried to do that with her, she would like flake or whatever. So I'm just trying to get um like clarity on that and then possibly find a way to go about doing that.
Well, that's interesting because as I read it, what it really contends is you want me to enter an order restricting the presence of third parties during periods of time when the children are with both of you, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, and one of the questions I always ask people that ask me that is, how do you wish to ask me to enforce that? Do we put up cameras in everybody's house and make sure nobody's sitting with somebody? How do we do that? How do we enforce that?
Uh the
All right, folks, buckle up because today's courtroom drama is intense. We're diving into a custody dispute that's as emotionally charged as it is legally complex. On one side, we have Mr. Atkinson, a father deeply concerned about the influence of new romantic partners on his kids. On the other, Miss Mina Cavazos, the mother, navigating a new relationship while trying to protect her children from parental conflict.
we cool, sometimes we not. And when she decides she wants to do her thing, she's like, F you, I'm gonna do whatever I want. But it's directly affecting my kids. They keep coming to me, asking me all these weird questions and saying all these things. And I put it in the order. The whole reason this is a thing is because we had an incident in our family about a year and a half ago, and me and her had extensive conversations about keeping our children shielded from outside influences. And when she decided she didn't want to do that no more, she just changed up, and it's directly affecting them. My kids have come up to me a bunch of times telling me different stuff.
Okay. Miss Mina Cavazos, your thoughts, please.
I think it's very unfair that he can state that. Our oldest son is the only one who's uncomfortable with my new relationship since I decided I no longer wanted to be with his father. There's too much bad there, and I don't want my kids to see how he treats me, that it's okay for them to be treated that way. So I decided I was going to leave him alone. A month or two goes by. I started talking to someone else. My son is the only one who felt uncomfortable and said he doesn't like it because he doesn't want someone to replace his dad. I explained to him that cannot happen. It will never happen. I've also told my oldest daughter that if she's uncomfortable at any time.
Here's the heart of the story. The son openly admits he feels uncomfortable with his mother dating someone new. This isn't just a passing feeling. He's worried that this person could replace his dad. That's heavy for a child to carry, and it immediately raises a key legal question. How much weight should a child's discomfort carry in custody decisions? The mother responds thoughtfully, reassuring her son that no one will ever replace his father.
Because how can anybody restrict people from showing up at baseball games? I can't trespass them away from those things. And if Miss Mina Cavazos is going to get to a serious relationship with this, then the kids are going to have to get used to it. Because obviously, if either one of you remarry, I don't know, are you remarried, Mr. Atkinson?
No, never.
Okay. All right. And when one of you starts dating somebody or marrying somebody, I can't keep them out of the picture. The only thing I can do is say that I don't want any uh, overnights in front of the children. Okay,
Thank
uh,
you.
that should be that should be something both of you agree to anyway.
No, not her.
So I don't. You can prepare an order. No romantic partners overnight in front of the children. And
Okay, and then
I'm not going to limit the rest of it. There's no way. If he wants to
that's
go to a baseball game, if he wants to go to a football game, if they want to go out to a movie, so be it. But
no, that's fine. She wouldn't listen to it anyway, but the overnights is fine. Is that the same? You said order. I just got to file an order.
Now, Mr. Atkinson lays it all out. He's frustrated, confused, and frankly exhausted. He's trying to enforce rules about who can be around his children. But the reality is, some of these rules are nearly impossible to enforce. Imagine trying to monitor every public event, every football game, every baseball practice. He describes instances where the mother brought someone new to a public event, leaving him scrambling to explain it to his children.
um, who knows? So we're adjourned. Thank you both and have a wonderful fourth.
Thank you, you too.
So you have filed a motion, Mr. Kuykendall, to object to the friend of the court. Is that what I hear?
Yes.
Okay. Now you understand something. When you object to the friend of the court, then I hear the case from scratch with the friend of the court there as well.
That's
And
okay.
you could end up in worse shape with me than you could with what the recommendation says, but that's a calculation. I just want to make sure you understand that that's part of the risk of objecting to the friend of the court.
I understand.
Okay. And Ms. Burrell, you received a copy of his objection?
No.
Did you send that to her, Mr.
Yes, I
Kuykendall?
did.
Didn't get it, Ms. Burrell?
How did he send it?
I think on your address on Eastern.
No, I didn't even get a notice of this court date other
Then-
than through text message.
Well, then you got a notice of this court date.
Okay, well,
Miss Mina Cavazos fires back with her perspective, and it's a powerful reminder that custody battles aren't black and white. She emphasizes fairness and the importance of shielding her children from conflict. Only the son is uncomfortable, she says, and she's already reassured him that the new partner will never replace his father. She's also willing to make adjustments for her daughter's comfort.
For privacy reasons, I never put my address on there. I always mark it off. But I did first class mail. So I don't know how she didn't.
Well, did you go to the post office and get the right postage?
Yes, I did it a couple of times before. I did it like I always do it. I did it in I mailed it out in South Bend, Indiana though. But I always mail it out from South Bend, Indiana.
I don't know. Do you have an email address, Miss Burrow?
yes, but I'm not giving it to him.
Okay. So how do you two coexist with children and you won't let anybody have your emails and phone numbers and addresses? What are you guys in the CIA? What's going on here?
Respectfully, sir, I am concerned for my safety. I'm being harassed and stalked.
You have
So
a
I would
PPO?
rather go through a third party, as I stated the last court hearing. I would rather go through a third party, whether it's with the courts or through his mom. Outside of those two people, then I just rather not have any type of communication.
Do you have a PPO against him?
I tried. You guys denied it because there's
Don't say you guys. Don't say
the
you
courts
guys.
denied it because we didn't have a order in place for the kids.
Okay. That
Yeah,
wasn't me that denied that, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. Understandable. Yeah, I get
Okay.
that.
So then the only thing I can do is if he has your address, he
Now, the judge steps in with some clarity and a reality check. He explains that restricting people from public events like baseball or football games is simply unenforceable. That might be shocking for some viewers, but legally, there's no way to police every public appearance. The judge does, however, allow for a key restriction: overnight visits with romantic partners in front of the children.
Request for a confidential address, and then the way you would serve her, which would kind of be easier for you, Mr. Kuykendall, is you would bring it to the front of the court, and they would send it to her, and that way you could assure that she would have it.
That okay.
But you have to do the request for the confidential address first. Okay, Ms. Burrell?
Okay.
All right. So what happens when a recommendation from the front of the court is made, the parties can agree with it, and then they really have to do nothing. Then it gets entered as an order. Or they can object to it, or they can try and work out their own agreement. I don't think that's even possible if the parties don't want to even communicate. So really, that only leaves with that option. The third option, and that's I have to schedule an evidentiary hearing or a trial. So you both now have, my clerk will send out the date. There's very specific requirements. It requires trial briefs, witness lists, exhibits, being in a 3-ring binder. It's complicated. So if you both were thinking of continuing to represent yourself.
Next, we shift from emotional drama to procedural realities. The judge walks both parents through the friend of the court recommendation, objections, and the evidentiary hearing process. He's clear, this isn't simple, and missing deadlines or failing to disclose witnesses could stall the case, or worse. He also addresses service issues, explaining how confidential addresses and proper mail procedures ensure both parties are informed.
And then we'll hear it at that time. Okay?
Okay.
You're all set, both of you with me. We'll get you that date.
I have
All
a
right,
quick
thank you.
question. So there's nothing in order as of right now. So the recommendation from the court that's not in place right now?
Correct.
Okay,
It's
thank
just a
you.
recommendation from the front of the court.
Okay.
So can I say one thing, Jan? So there's nothing in place. I saw my daughters one time in a year.
Do you
I-
see what you've done to yourself, Mr. Kuykendall?
No, I do.
See, if you would have just simply said, all right, it's not everything I want, but it's a start, then
It's not.
you
It's not a. I'm sorry.
could have got moving. But now you're stuck. Now
It's
you're
not.
stuck.
It's not a start. It's not a start though. I have to. It says I get a couple hours at her house. That's not. That's impossible to do. So I don't
Well,
understand how that's a start.
Well,
But I understand. We're gonna do. I understand.
I'm gonna, after I hear the evidence, I'm
Mhm.
going to do or issue a recommendation also. So but I just want to make sure you have all the information. So I'll wait for that. We'll have an evidentiary hearing, and then we'll figure it out from then. Okay?
Can
No
I
problem.
say one last thing? I'm sorry.
You said I have one thing to say, and then
But
now you
this
have
is the
another
absolute
thing to
last
say?
thing. I promise. He just said that the order states that he has to have them at my house for a couple hours. That's not true. It states that he has to pick up and drop off from my house.
But you're talking about not an order. You're
But
talking
and that's what I'm saying. I'm willing. I'm willing to give him. I'm still willing, even without that being an order in place with the courts. I'm still willing to do that
I
if
would
that's okay with him. But like I said, I only want to go through the courts and his mom. If we can't do that, then I'm okay with not being